What's happening, FlowChat Connector? Sean at you back here with another FlowChat sales coaching high ticket tune-up. Excited for you to be here today. Make sure and smash that like button because in this video, I'm going to cover the 4 most important questions to ask your clients. What's happening, FlowChat Connector? Welcome back to the show. Today, we're going to talk about something pretty awesome. It's what's the 4 most important clients to ask, or the 4 most important questions to ask your clients. I had a great question that came in today from, let me pull it up here. Ben. Ben says this. He says, Sean, I have clients that are returning for a 2nd year of service with me. What are the best questions to ask when meeting with them? Well, first of all, Ben, congratulations on having clients want to continue working with you after the year mark. A lot of businesses have this thing called churn, and most people don't stick around for at least a year with most businesses. But if you're a good one, they'll stick around forever. That's the secret. So what are the 4 most important questions to ask your clients for your agency when you're going to renew or start the conversation to renew a contract or an agreement with them for the long term, right? Well, so there's a couple of things that we want to cover, and here we go. So first and foremost, number 1, here we go. Where are you wanting to take your business this year? What's important is this year, okay? Because a lot of times when you get into a conversation with somebody and you say something, hey, where are you wanting to take your business? They're going to say, oh, well, I want to do this. I want to build a $10 million, $100 million, whatever the thing is. But if you specify this year, then they'll say, oh, okay, so it's not big sky thought. It's like, what are we going to do this year, right? And so it starts you down the path of what we call encouraging dreams of your client, right? That's one of the first step in Warren Blair's persuasion, 1-sentence persuasion filter. We want to encourage their dreams. Okay, so get into this conversation and really explore it a little bit and say, what would your life look like after that? You know, like start with this question and then dive into just letting them dream a little bit. Give them a canvas, let them paint their own picture, and don't interrupt. Don't project what you think their business should be. Let them talk to you. Number 2, what do you think is holding you back right now? And again, right now is the emphasis because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to hold businesses back. And check this out. As Alex Sharfin, one of my dear coaches and one of my dearest friends, said to me, he said, guess what, Sean? Your business is always going to be broken, but that's the way that it's supposed to be because all businesses are broken. And the only business that's not broken is the one that's not working or the doors are closed. And so when you say something like, what's holding you back? Well, that could be a lot of different things, but it's what's holding you back right now. And then they'll say, oh, well, it's this or that or that or that. And whatever they say, there's a series of 8 questions that I'll cover in another video up in the future. It's called the magic, called the pain funnel, the magic 8 questions, the pain funnel. And so after I ask this question, I actually have a series of 8 questions I ask right after that one. And I've memorized them because I've been doing it for so long. But again, it's tell me more about that. Can you be a little more specific? How long has this been a problem? What have you tried to do to fix it? Did that work? How does this make you feel? How much does this cost you? And have you given up trying to solve this? So that's kind of the 8 questions I rattle off right after the second one. But this is what I talk about first. Like, hey, what's holding you back right now? Right? And they'll say something and you say, well, tell me more about that. Be a little more specific about that. How long has that been a thing for you? What have you tried to do to solve it? Right? Did that work? How much does that cost you? How do you feel about not being able to solve that? Right? You haven't given up, have you? And those questions just boom, 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 those come out of me like that. And again, I'll cover those because there's a lot more psychology behind that, but this is where you want to start. And if you can't even get to those 8 questions, don't worry about it. Start with this one. What's holding you back right now? Okay. Number 3, what's your main KPI? Okay. So now we know where they want to go and where the potential roadblock is. And what's the next thing? We want to know what they're measuring. What are they measuring internal? What's the main key performance indicator that you look at to judge whether or not this coming year is going to be a success in your business or not? And all of a sudden you get hyper focused on the one thing that they measure. And as an agency, if you're serving a client and you know the one thing that they measure, guess what? You better be in alignment with that, because if you're not going to last, and that client's not going to stick around with you for year 2 or year 3 or any of the other times after that. So what's the main KPI you measure in your business and that you're actively trying to grow? And that gives you very, very big spotlight or a beacon that you can shoot for. And then the last one is like, how will you judge us? Right? As an agency, it's fairly difficult to have this conversation because you always want to know what their expectations are of having an agency. Maybe they've worked with agencies before. If this is the second year that you're working with this particular client, asking them how they will judge you. Is it going to be better than last year? Is it going to be different than last year? Are we refocusing on different metrics? Like, how are you going to judge us as an agency serving you, Mr. Customer? I want to know that. And then now, if you know how they're going to judge you, what they're measuring in their business, what the biggest speed bump they have is, and where they're trying to achieve this year, man, it's almost like you have a strategy roadmap and you can just walk down the path. All you have to do is take that information, re-engineer an actual game plan that you know will serve that client, and boom, you got it. That's it. Those are the 4 most important questions to ask. Very, very simple. I hope this one helped you. I know you've just been tuned up. Don't forget to smash this like button. Feed this out to other agency owners that might need this information. It's very important, especially if you struggle in the sales conversation. With that said, again, I love you guys. Make sure and smash that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you next time.